If you're looking to get off the highways, off the grid, and away from the neighbors, stay tuned. I got one for you. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here with Bish's RV in Coldwater, Michigan today with some awesome info today on the 19 FBTH Rockwood EPro. This is, it's the only toy hauler in the Rockwood lineup. I kind of wish they would make a couple more a little bit bigger, but the one we have today is decked out all the way with their max solar package and all the 2023 updates. So what are you looking at on this RV? Well, it's a 7-foot body. It's a 7'4" total width with the axles though, which is cool. When the wheels stick out a little bit from the body, it means you have some awesome towing stability. And the experience you're gonna have with towing this one is almost unparalleled. This is the only model in their entire lineup that is available, and it comes standard with their adjustable air ride suspension system. The RV actually has its own built-in air compressor that's 12-volt powered with a remote control that you can use to kind of balance the RV for best ride and handling possible. And talking to the RV delivery drivers that bring these things up, they're like, holy cow, like, I know that we have more truck than we need, but man, this thing hauls very, very nicely. Now on top of that, you also have tire pressure monitoring, double Asdale walls, standard holding tank heaters, and today we're getting a look at one with their power package. This is their max solar, run the air off grid kind of package. Now, you're not gonna be able to run the air 24 hours a day off pure battery power, but there's a whole laundry list of equipment that goes along with this max solar power package, including an 11,000 BTU Coleman soft start air conditioner, some serious battery power, and now 600 watts of solar up on the roof versus the 570 that they had last year. So they've kind of nudged everything up a little bit. Ovens are now standard. They've tweaked the decor a little bit and kind of warmed things up. There's a lot of fun qualities. There's also a couple hiccups, like I think a lot of people are gonna say, I ain't gonna tow something like that on a single axle, and I don't like the bed, you know? But I'm gonna make sure that you understand those kind of things before you go handing us your paycheck and kissing that money goodbye. I wanna make sure you're getting your second RV the first time, so stick with us. We've got a lot of information to cover on this one, and I think you're gonna like what you see, and I'd love to hear from you. There's also one major thing with the ramp. I need your feedback because we gotta get them on board with something. So I'm gonna kick this thing off right away. I need your help, need your feedback, because I alone can't get this done. I relayed it last year, but my voice alone was not enough. We need the collective voices of you folks at home, because the manufacturers tend to listen a lot more to people actually spending the money versus just some dad bod nerd in southern Michigan. Anyway, the ramp back here, pretty cool. No ramp patio, not even option. It is possible. Others do exist out there, like the Forest River Wolf Pup makes something kind of this size with a ramp patio system that does fit on a camper like this, but Rockwood doesn't currently option it. Do you think they should? Leave me that comment. If you say nothing else in this video, leave me that comment so I can relay that feedback either way to the manufacturer, and we'll see if we really do or really don't need to do it. But I think I know what the answer is going to be. Now, the cool thing with a camper like this, it can be so much more than just a toy hauler, you know, and I think certainly, especially with the letters TH in the model number designator, that's definitely kind of the impression I think they're trying to leave you with. But you can do a lot more with this than, like, say, just load a motorcycle or a kayak or something like that. Although, if you notice, they do, you have loading space all the way up to that front bed right there. Now, keep in mind, there's all these different cabinets, refrigerators. There's like 4,000 million different measurements. I get comments sometimes like, well, why don't you just include this in all your videos? I have like 400 requests of why don't I just include that one thing. I can't do all of it in every video. My apologies. What I can do, though, is let you know that I can give you the general information, and our team here exists to get those specific requests for folks on an individual basis, and they're always happy to do stuff like that in return for the fair opportunity to earn your business when you're ready. But what I was getting at, I like to call this not a toy hauler, but like a lifestyle utility camper, and I get that that's some flowery talk, but the fact is, a lot of these we sell are to people who aren't even like loading motorcycles. Most of these, at least here from Michigan, over here in the Midwest, maybe it varies by location, but there's some folks who might do some kayaks, some folks who do e-bikes. There's also some people who will do things like load up dog crates, since the sofa folds up out of the way, and use it for dog shows. Like, there's no one way you have to use this thing, which is why there's no one way this sofa just kind of stays there. Kind of like Clyde, right turn, every which way but loose. You see that can fold down. You can use it, that could be a sleeper. You've got the little Dinofa table. There's all kinds of different little things you can do with that. And this is another one of those cases where sometimes their greatest asset is sort of their greatest liability. And what I mean by that, Rockwood likes to do Rockwood things. And what that means is they always like to do +1 more than everybody else. And sometimes they don't know when to stop. So if you have the sofa folded down and the table in place, you do pretty much cut the camper off from being able to walk through it. I recognize that. That might be something you really want to consider before buying this RV. The fact is, though, at least you have a place to sit. At least you have a full-time bed, albeit an east-west bed. And they do that for length reasons. If they got this thing, if they north-southed the bed, it would be longer, heavier, you'd have to go to tandem axles, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that. Actually, let's go down that rabbit hole. Should they make a version of this with tandem axles and a north-south bed, but everything else basically the same? That is some feedback I'd be very interested to hear myself. Now again, today we're looking at the power package, the max solar version of this thing. So that does change to an 11,000 BTU Coleman Mach soft start air conditioner. You see the extra vents there. Oops, sorry, about slipped on the ramp over here. Well, I didn't slip. It's got an anti-slip grip. I'm clumsy. I about fell. Oh, by the way, I didn't get the sink cover out of the way, did I? This is a nice little stainless square sink, so you can really utilize the maximum amount of space there. Not a lot of drawers, but at least one. Small pots and pan storage, maybe dog dish storage down there. See the heat vent next to the converter panel over there. And that is a smaller, I think it's 5.3 cubic foot, 12 volt DC compressor fridge. The larger 22-inch oven is now standard. They did that last year. I think the only option not applied on this RV specifically is just the upgrade that's available for a convection microwave. Everything else has been pretty much done on this camper. I haven't really pulled them down to showcase, but the windows do have blackout roller shades that can roll down. And something else interesting here, the wheel well has this little set of power outlets that you could use, like if you are, I don't know, CPAPing it or whatever here on a guest bed. Probably not CPAPing. That doesn't, I don't know. It's just the first thing that came to mind. Now I realize it sounds stupid. You get the idea. Like if you're going to need a phone charger, whatever the case may be. Amazingly, it only took them several years, but they did finally swap over from the analog thermostat to the digital here. And with this having the power package, you can see it's telling us we have 398 amp hours of available juice on that 400 amp hour master volt battery, one of those big giant skateboard batteries basically. Now you can monitor this off this panel, you can do it via Bluetooth. The big package also has some extra hardware under the bed. Again, I kind of listed that at the beginning of the video, but these extra little monitors are listed on that, and these are just little things that can help you monitor the status of, the inverter, the battery power, all that kind of stuff. Rockwood doing Rockwood things. I think they were the first mainstream brand to actually include a privacy shade in that door right there. And if we slide over here, they've been doing this for a number of years, a 12-volt TV, and a lot of other brands are kind of starting to jump on board. But you notice that can pivot around. Now, I ain't telling you it's a really great viewing angle if you're going to try to watch TV from the, what am I wanting to say? From the sofa or whatever. It's probably going to be there if you're laying in bed. If you throw like a back pillow against that little sharp headboard rest area right over there next to the power tower, yeah, maybe you could, sit here crisscross applesauce style and watch SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't know your life. But regarding the bed size, I said this is going to be something that people, they might like, they might not. This might be a problem for some folks because this is not a queen bed. Again, they were kind of targeting a specific size and weight category on this. And when they had to start shaving inches off of something, the bed got shaved a couple different times. This is not a queen size. This is, I think it's an official full-size mattress, which in a way isn't bad because it means that you can replace the mattress and get sheets that fit it more easily, but it's 54 inches wide, 74 inches long. Again, there are going to be some people who immediately right there go, you had me until that point, buddy, But I hope you appreciate the fact that I went out of my way to talk about something that's probably going to bum a lot of people out. I do try to be fair, I try to be candid, I try to tell you the good with the bad in these things so you know what you're getting for your money before you go cutting us your paycheck. Because there's a few areas like that, like the bed the fact that it's a single axle is an immediate all stop for some folks, and I get that. I respect that. I'm not judging. And then the bathroom. It's a nice bathroom. They put some good stuff in it, but it is tight. So it's nice that it's a porcelain foot flush, but if you notice, the leg room was questionable. The elbow room is very, very tight for somebody of my size, but a little bit over 6 foot. I kind of almost felt like I needed to stretch my feet into the tub. Now, they went with a tub because it helps keep that shower curtain in place. Probably not because they expect somebody to sit in here and, you know, soak like a dumpling or whatever. You get the idea. This does have that AquaView Shower Miser water saver system to make your fresh tank good till the last drop, Maxwell House style. But folks, if you look at the headroom, you'll see that it doesn't exist up in the shower. It is very, very tight for me in the shower because one of the interesting things on this RV is your sidewall height is only 6'1". Now, the RV has a 6.5 foot tall peak interior height, but that is due to the fact that this has a 2-segment double vaulted laminated ceiling that is fully seamless on the roof line, but it's actually 2 roof chunks that seam and meet in the middle. It's a very different kind of thing. It doesn't work necessarily for everybody, but that's what it is and that's what it ain't. And, you know, again, I'd be kind of curious, should they be looking like... They also make the Rockwood Mini Light series, and the Mini Light series also has the power package. Should they be making a Mini Light version of this, 8 foot wide, not extra tall, super crazy or anything like that, but should they be making a Rockwood Mini Light ramper camper? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Now, as far as towing goes, this thing has just under a 5,000-pound GVW, and what that means in English is that there's quite a few vehicles like tow package SUVs, tow package mid-size pickups make for a very, very nice pairing for a camper like this. You know, if you've got even a modest half-ton or something greater, you're going to be able to yank this thing around with some relative comfort and ease, especially considering the air ride suspension package that they have on these. Again, this is the only model within their lineup that you find that air ride package, and I wish you could even option it onto other ones, but sadly you can't. Would you be, let me ask you this, let's give some feedback to the factory. Would you be interested in, say like the one, you know, couples model or bunk model GeoPro, optioning on that air ride system? You know, it's going to be money, it's going to be weight, but it's also going to be one of the best rides ever. So this is the air compressor system right here, basically. Again, it's all 12-volt operated. It's all integrated into the RV. What's cool is basically they run an air line from the compressor back to the airbag suspension system already. So it's not like you got to, you know, get out the air hose or anything like that. It literally just has a remote control that you're going to see in a few minutes. And what's cool about it, the way that it works is that, like, think about a small RV like this, and then like if you load, I don't know, a motorcycle or something into it, you're going to significantly shift the left to right weight distribution in this RV. Well, what they let you do is even that out and balance that out and give you smoother, better ride and handling. Now, once again, we are looking at one today with their power package, their maximum solar. You see a little battery disconnect in there? That is one of the more obvious dead giveaways in case you happen to miss the decal badging that they have on the RV. Now, the power package, Max Solar over here, still has that little portable side plug over there in case you do still want to park in the shade and chase the sun a little bit. You may also notice that the spare tire is belly mounted on these. A lot of people don't see the spares and think it's just not there because, you know, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind kind of thing. That's fair, I think. Now, let's finish up talking about the suspension, because, man, there's so many different things. I feel like I could jump around, and I'm already, you know, goofy enough as it is. So this is the system that we're talking about here. Again, standard on this floor plan, but if you look at it, it gives you a visual guide right here. So I can stand right here with the remote control, and I can add or subtract some air from those airbags and get it down into the green zone so that this thing actually rides and handles nicely. And if for some reason the compressor fails and you got to pull into like a gas station with an air pump, there's still a manual right there that you can use. Now they've got the more aggressive style tires so that your towing tires don't slip in the mud, I guess. I don't know, you get the idea. They kind of just look the part. The RV does have a little bit of a lift, so it's getting better ground clearance. There's that table that we saw on the inside of it. And again, if you're shopping, A lot of the power package stuff is a little bit trickier to see. Thankfully, they do add a little bit of extra badging right there, so there's not a whole lot of question about it. There's that tire pressure monitoring system and the handheld monitor that comes with it, and this is the thing I was telling you about earlier. Little handheld remote control where you can basically you can have, like, you know, a loaded and unloaded setting. You can add or subtract some air from the airbags as needed. Our techs, every time they get one of these in and they start showing a customer how it works, I think the techs end up having more fun playing with it than the customers that actually take it home. It's kind of like the only people more popular than our customers here at Bish's RV are their dogs. If you bring a dog, don't expect to get our full undivided attention. And I'm not even upset about that. I don't even judge our team. I think it's fair. Working our way around the back here, one of the things that you can kind of see, it doesn't have the, like, cargo trailer style latch system. It's got this positive cam locks, and you can deadbolt those, and they also have their own key lock. So you can keep this thing nice and secure that way. And of course, you may have noticed the griddle station. There's of course a propane cooker hooker coming off a side right there. The RV does have front and rear stabilizers to come down to keep the wiggle jiggle out of this. A lot. You know what? There still are quite a few single axle campers that are like rear stabilizers only. They're trying to be as, you know, budget friendly as possible, and I get it, but there is such a thing as being penny wise and pound foolish, I do believe. Notice now the RV's not exactly leveled out the way it should be, so normally that transition flap from the ramp to the walking floor space wouldn't have that little gap on it. As soon as you step on it or roll on it, it's going to flatten itself right down anyway, though. And you know what? I think it is about high time we get high on this camper and climb up there and take a look at the roof. Now you might notice the RV doesn't have any sort of allowances for a ladder or anything like that. Thankfully, I was able to get on top of one of the fifth wheels next to me over there. And once again, I just kind of want to run down all the equipment that you get in that power package. So, you know, you've got that 400 amp hour master volt battery there. Now the charging system that's on this, if you are hooked up to Park Power, it can fully charge that battery in just a matter of hours. And what's really cool about that system, it's a hybrid smart inverter system. So basically it completely changes the wiring on this RV at a fundamental level. And what that's going to do is, where it's awesome, is if you're doing what I call mooch stocking. Like if you're parked somewhere and you only have a 15 amp power cord, like a household plug available, not a camper plug, you know, a big heavy duty one, that solar package, assuming even modest sun, will be able to supply whatever the shore power can't and keep you powered up and let you do pretty much anything you want to do with it. The only real downside to it is it's spendy. You know, you're going to spend an extra couple grand on it. So if you're shopping GeoPros or EPros or whatever you call them, keep in mind you could see two copies of the same model, thousands of dollars different, and there might be a reason for it, and that is why there's no way I can state a single price in a video that applies to every RV. We'll keep that stuff on our website for anything we have on hand, and our team can help fill in the blanks on the rest. So the natural question, how long can you run the air conditioner with this system? The one thing I will tell you, the one thing I pride myself on, is I'm willing to tell you I don't know. And I don't know that anyone can really give you a hard definitive answer because there's so many variables when it comes to things like solar and inverters and all that kind of stuff. What, like, you know, on a day like today, this overcast day, we're not going to get as much juice back in them batteries as you would on a bright sunny day. If I had to just flat wild guess, I would say several hours. And I would leave it vague like that. I think that's the best information I could probably give you. I think it'll get you through maybe the hottest part of the day, but it's really going to depend on exactly how much you want to run it. Now, what I would really love and appreciate, this system's been out there for about a year now, and I haven't had a chance to really get a lot of good ownership feedback on this. If there are owners from across the nation who have one of these with a power package, any of the GeoPros or Flagstaff EPros with the power package, if you've used it off grid, if you've run the air conditioner, could you chime in, tell us how long you got it to run, and whereabouts in the country you are, so maybe other people might be able to get a little bit more of a barometer, and then maybe I could help relay that again in the future. That would be awesome. So the funny thing is, this actually is interesting. It breaks the rules of like the rest of their lineup. And by the way, if you're curious what the difference is between the Flagstaff EPro 19 FBTH and the Rockwood GeoPro 19 FBTH, it's pretty easy actually. There is no difference. They have a different name. That is that they're literally the same RV made by the same people in the same places. And if I don't forget, I will leave you a link for their factory tour that I've recorded showing them being built side by side down the same production line in the video description if you'd like to learn more about their construction. Short of that, again, I need your feedback. We need to tell them they need to come up with some kind of ramp patio system in this, at least as an option. I mean, if a wolf pup can do it, why can't they? Why can't they? I don't know. I don't have the answers. The answers they can. They just haven't, obviously. So when you're ready, we're ready. And in the meantime, if you appreciate how we show you the good with the bad, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you next time. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.